Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to the channel if you're new. In case it's the first time here, my name is Francesca. Hello, and here on my channel I post Sims 4 speed build videos. So in today's video I'm going to be building a big Tudor home in the world of Windenburg. Actually, a big Tudor estate. That's what I'm gonna call it, I think. So yeah, we are in the world of Windenburg, as I said, which is the world that comes with the expansion pack Get Together, and I am building on a 40 by 30 lot. So I decided to go for this particular lot, which is called the Summer Home, I think. At least that's what I'm reading on the screen. It's really small, but I'm pretty sure it's called the Summer Home. And I've built on this lot before, actually pretty recently, because the house, the transitional family home that I built, I think some months ago, was actually on this lot. And as I was saying, I really like this lot because of the lighting. So the lighting is really good here, and I also really like the lot size and the shape of this lot, because this lot is bigger left to right than front to back, and I really like this lot size because for some reason every time I try to build something turns out bigger left to right than front to back. So that's why I really like lots that are like 40 by 30 usually, but are bigger left to right than front to back. So yeah, and I am building, as I said, a Tudor estate using the new Castle Estate kit. Now you might thinking, so you're building a Tudor home using the castle kit? That doesn't make sense, right? Well, let me explain to you my thought process while I was building this house. So basically, as you probably know by now, we've got a new kit in January, at the end of January, and this new kit is called the Castle Estate kit, I think. And actually it came out the day before I left the country to go on holiday. So that's why I uploaded this build kind of late, after a month or so. And yeah, I was on holiday, so I wasn't able to build because I didn't have my computer with me. And actually, believe it or not, I missed it a lot. Like, I missed playing The Sims so much. When I was on holiday, when I was away, I kept thinking about what I could build with the new kit. And yeah, I really wanted to have my computer with me to build something. I don't know, I like The Sims so much that sometimes when I can't build because I don't have my computer with me because I'm away, I just keep thinking, okay, let me think what I can build, especially if a new pack or a new kit comes out. Now, this is the first time that The Sims decides to release something when I'm away. Normally, I'm always home, so most of the time when they release something, I'm home. But this time I was away. So yeah, but in the end I managed to build something with a new kit, and I was about to tell you my thought process behind this build. So in the beginning, when they announced this kit, I was, yes, happy because we've got this kit instead of the other one, because in case you didn't know, we could vote and decide which kit we wanted last year. So the Sims team allowed us to, yeah, decide which kit we wanted, and we could choose between this kit and a kit that was about the future or was about ultra modern stuff. I can't remember, but I'm happy that this kit won. Now, if it was for me, honestly, I don't really care about castles, but I don't really care about modern stuff, ultra modern stuff as well. So I was fine either ways, but obviously I'm happy now that we've got this one instead of the other one, because I feel like that if we got the other one, it would have been so much harder. But even with this one, for me, it was really hard because normally I don't build castles. I never thought to build a castle. It's something that goes so out of my comfort zone that maybe because I've never tried it, and I don't know, it was really a challenge for me. So I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to build a castle, and I don't know if I want to build a castle. Just the idea of building a big castle wasn't exciting me so much. So I was like, I want to build something that makes me happy, that makes me proud of, what I'm building. So I started thinking what I could build. And I was on Pinterest one day looking for inspiration as always. And I found this beautiful home, this beautiful estate, I think in Scotland or maybe in England, but it was like a Tudor estate, but it has got some of the castle features, if we want to call them like that. So I'm talking about the rounded walls, like the towers, and the up and down walls. I don't know what to call them, but I'm talking about, the fence that we've got with the new kid, that it's kind of like goes up and down, and I use the fence on top of one tower. So basically I'm talking about that. So that to me is so castle-like, right? So that's what I'm talking about. And so this Tudor estate has got some of the castle features that you normally would find in a castle. So I was like, okay, maybe I can try to do something like that instead of building a proper castle. So I looked on Pinterest for Tudor castles, and I found some, pictures of different Tudor castles. I'm going to refer to them like that. And they're not really like castles, but yeah, I'm going to call them Tudor castles. So that's what I tried to build here. And I don't have a reference picture because I kind of drew inspiration from different pictures that I found on Pinterest, but that's kind of the idea that I'm going with this build. Because as I said, I didn't really want to build a castle. I wanted to build something with a kit, but not a castle. So here I am building a Tudor estate. So as you could probably imagine, I used a lot the castle kit, of course, but also I used a lot the Get Together expansion pack for this build. So as you can see, the main structure of the build is completed, is done. I already did the wallpaper, I placed down the windows, and right now I'm working on the front of the house of the build. So in terms of wallpaper, I decided obviously to use the new one that we've got with the new kit, and let me tell you that this is one of my favorite wallpapers so far. I really like the texture of this wallpaper and the textures of all the different swatches that come with this new wallpaper, because The Sims basically decided to give us like some colors for this wallpaper, but all the colors come with 3 different swatches. So each swatch is different because basically one is kind of like normal, and then the other one is a little bit more dirty, a little bit darker, and then the other one, the last one, is really like so much darker, and it looks so much like dirtier and ruined. So it's really cool because we never got anything like that before, I think. And I really like the fact that right now the Sims team is really trying to work on the textures of stuff in the game. I feel like since they released the expansion pack, the Old Ranch expansion pack, the texture of stuff in general, of wallpaper, of objects, has improved a lot, and the stuff looks so much more realistic in general. So I'm really happy about it. But anyway, I decided to go for that orangey color for the stone, and I also used all the 3 swatches that this color comes with, and I used the kind of the darkest one where the chimneys are, because I was thinking that maybe the smoke from the chimneys would have altered the color of the stone throughout the years. And then I also decided to use the windows from the kit. However, I didn't go for the matching swatch because when it came to furnish the inside of this house, I had chosen in the beginning the orange swatch that matched the wallpaper. However, when it came to furnish the inside, the orange swatch was really clashing with the wallpaper that I chose, and I couldn't make it work with anything. So to make my life a little bit easier, I decided to change the color of the windows from the Castle Estate kit and to go for a darker swatch, which to me looked so much better with the inside of the house. Maybe it doesn't look too good with the outside, but I had to compromise in this case. And then I also used some windows from Get Together because, as you could see before when I was doing the wallpaper, the second floor is I used the wallpaper from Get Together for the second floor, so I decided to use the matching windows as well. And then I also used a window from Cottage Living in some parts, and I also used a big tall window from the base game in the front. And also I decided to use in the back where the bump out is, I decided to use the tall window from the For Rent expansion pack because where those tall windows are, I decided that I wanted to have the dining room and I wanted to have a lot of light coming in. I wanted the living room to be really, the dining room to be really bright. So I decided to place them down because also they come in a matching swatch. So I was really happy about it. And I also used the columns from the new kit. I went for the swatch that looks a little bit dirtier, and the same thing I did for the fence. So the fence that I used in the back is also from the Castle Estate. Now the Castle Estate kit comes with two fences. So one is like a simple fence that you can use basically maybe for the porch as I did, but also we have another one that I mentioned in the beginning of the video that is more castle-like. So you can use that to create that castle idea on top of, I don't know, on top of towers or on top of whatever you want basically. But honestly, in my opinion, that fence for me is too chunky, so it was really hard to use that fence. That's why I only used it only on top of one tower, and then I decided to use half walls to recreate that up and down idea that we see in castles. So yeah, I thought that half walls looked so much better than the other fence because that fence, as I said, looks too chunky. But anyway, moving on, as you can see, I'm now working on the backyard of this house. Now the backyard is divided into three different sections because I was thinking that I had a lot of space on the side of this lot, and so I didn't really know how to make it work. So in the end I decided to split the backyard into three different sections. So as you can see right now, I'm working on the middle section, which is where there's a dining table with an umbrella, there are some chairs, there is also a grill. That grill is from For Rent, and I decided to use that one because it looks a little bit more rusty, and I was thinking for this house that maybe this house has been left empty for so many years, so maybe the grill is not in the best condition, and so is not in the best condition also the swimming pool, because as you could see, I used kind of that dirty swatch for the swimming pool because I wanted to make it seem as if no one really did take care of the swimming pool throughout the years, so it was just kind of abandoned there and no one really took care of the swimming pool. However, a gardener maybe used to come to this house to, take care of the landscaping of the bushes, because as you could see also in the front, the bushes that I went for are pretty well kept. but I was thinking that maybe the gardener was just taking care of the bushes and of the flowers and wasn't really taking care of the pool. So that's why the garden is really kind of nice, because we have a lot of nice bushes and flowers. I also went for a bush from Get Together, which I've never used before, because it looks so well shaped that it's really hard to use in houses, in normal houses. But I thought that maybe for this type of house was perfect. And I also placed down the plant from Get Together in the front and in the back, kind of next to the benches. And that plant is also really well shaped. It looks like it's been really like well polished, and I really like it for some reason, but not in every build. Maybe just in for castles or for this type of builds for some reason. But yeah, anyway, as you can see right now, I'm working on the back porch. So on the back porch, I decided to place down a flower arranging table because I don't know, I didn't really know what to do with the back of the house. So as I as always, when I don't know what to do, I place down a flower arranging table and I pretend that the Sims are into gardening. But to be fair, with such a big backyard, you probably would have a space for flowers and for, planters where you can grow your own vegetables. But yeah, and as you can see, so I'm still kind of dividing the side and the back of this lot into sections. So actually, we have 4 sections, not 3, because we have the one where there's the swimming pool, and then we have the middle one. We have another one where I'm going to place down a wishing well, and then we have another one which is more on the side and is where kind of the tower is. And there I'm going to place down some laundry stuff and the trash can, and I think that's pretty much it. Also, I want to mention one thing that I did in the front of the house, because now I'm seeing it and I remembered it. And basically, in the front, I placed down this wool piece from Cottage Living. It's actually from Debug, I think, or from the Live Edit menu. I can't remember. But I used it and I placed it down, but I had to obviously size it down a little bit because it's huge. And I also used the tool mod to, get the right size, because yeah, the tool mod is really helpful to, because you can actually choose what size you want. And but yeah, anyway, so I did that because I wanted to give a little bit of dimension to the landscaping, because every time I landscape, I feel like that landscape, the bushes and the flowers look too flat for me. So I tried to add stones, I tried to add, I don't know, the low fence from the base game. But I don't know, for some reason sometimes the landscaping, when I landscape, everything looks too flat. So I use that to make it seem as if the bushes and everything are on multiple levels, and I really like how it looks. And then also in the front, I placed down a debug car from Cottage Living, and I decided to go for that car because it looks a little bit more vintage, and I was thinking that kind of fits well the style of this house. And then also I placed down some benches from the Romantic Garden stuff bag. I think that's the name, but I might be wrong because I never pronounce that name because I never use the stuff from that pack. But anyway, right now I'm working on the other section of the backyard. So as you could see, I also decided to create a pathway using some stones from base game, and that's one thing that I like to do a lot because it looks so cute in my opinion. And yeah, as you can see, I placed down the wishing well from the Romantic Garden stuff pack, and it's the first time that I use a wishing well, but for some reason in my head I thought that this house was perfect for a wishing well, because for some reason in my head wishing wells are for old houses. So this house is really old and I thought that wishing well was perfect. And then I also placed down another bench, and yeah, I landscaped the area a little bit more. Also, I used a lot of terrain paint for this house, so I tried to layer the terrain paint in the front with basically some stone and some of the dirt and some of the grass. So I really tried to layer the terrain paint to make it seem as natural as possible. I also used a gate from the romantic garden. I'm getting confused. Well, that stuff back, because I thought it was so perfect for this house. And then I finished the exterior by adding some ivy from vampires on the tower and on the rounded wall rounded tower that you saw before. So one thing that I want to mention is that now that I remember about rounded walls, one thing that I want to mention is that the way the floor plan worked out is really weird for this house, because basically you might think that we have 3 stories. However, we don't have 3 stories. I mean, we have 3 stories, but the third floor is not functional because I couldn't fit another staircase, and I don't know, I thought there was no reason to place down a staircase on the second floor to access the third floor, because on the third floor there isn't really much. There's just some rounded walls and that's it. So yeah, you see that this house is a 3-story house. However, it's not a 3-story house because it's actually 2, because the third floor it's not accessible, and I didn't want to make it accessible on purpose. But yeah, anyway, as you can see, I now moved on into the inside of the house, and you could see that I didn't use the door that comes with a new kit, because to me that door is too castle-like, it's too much. So I decided to go for the door from vampires. And by the way, I just purchased vampire, like just for this house, because I didn't have vampires before, because for some reason I thought that it wasn't a pack I wasn't really interested in the gameplay part of the pack, and the build and buy stuff that comes with the pack is not something that I normally use when I build. But for this house I thought it was perfect, and because it was on sale as well, I decided to buy it. It was 30% off, so I was like, why not? And turned out to be really helpful, because I used a lot vampires in this house. The wallpaper that I used, vampires, the floor, vampires, the front door, vampires, and surprisingly the front door matches really well with the windows, so I was really happy about it. But anyway, as you could see, I was furnishing the entryway, and in the entryway we have a big staircase. Now, one requirement for me for this house was to have a huge staircase, because in my head Tudor houses have a grand entryway with big staircase and open ceilings. So that's what I wanted to have, and that's what I did. So I sacrificed one room to have a big staircase. So yeah, and also when you walk upstairs, you see that the hallway upstairs is open to below, so we have open ceilings. It's really cute. You can see that from the pictures, actually from the screenshots at the end of the video, because I didn't include the footage of me furnishing the hallway upstairs, because otherwise this video would have been incredibly long. But you can wait until the end of the video, as always, for the screenshots, where I include basically the screenshots of everything, every single room in this house. Anyway, in the entryway I also placed down a round table in the middle from Horse Ranch, because to me, whenever it is this grand entryway, I always need to have a rounded table in the middle of the room with some nice flowers on top of it. So that's what I did, and also placed down an armchair from the, I think, university expansion pack, a mirror, a cracked mirror from the basement treasurescape, because as I said, I was thinking that this house was kind of abandoned for a little while, so it was kind of fair that maybe they found a cracked mirror So that's what I did. And one thing that I also wanted to have in this house was not wanted to have, but wanted to make it seem as if someone just kind of moved in, or well, I had a storyline or kind of an idea of what it could have happened, because I placed down the kind of box from also the basement treasure kit in the entryway, and I was thinking that maybe someone just moved here to kind of renovate this house. So you know how sometimes in movies you have the main character that just move for a little while into a very big old house because they have to kind of renovate and take care of the house. So that's what I was thinking. I don't know if that makes sense, but that is what I was thinking. So that's what I placed down the some boxes, you know, how around the house, because I was trying to make it seem as if they just moved in because they need to, yeah, do some work on the house and make it a little bit more nice, like make it seem as if it's not that run down anymore, because right now it's got some holes in the walls, because as you could see I also placed down the kind of scratches that we have from the that comes with the expansion pack, not expansion pack, sorry, the vampires game pack. And so I decided to use them because I wanted to make it seem as if this house is not so well kept in a way, and also place down some spider webs because obviously this house hasn't been cleaned in a really long time, so there must be some dust and some webs around the house. And then yeah, and then as you can see, I just finished furnishing the dining room. So in the dining room, I decided to go for the dining table from Vampires and the chairs from Horse Ranch. Now, you don't see me doing this, but I'm gonna go back to that dining room and I'm gonna change the color of the chairs because, and the color of the dining table as well. Because in the beginning, I think you could see a little bit that I wanted to go for the green swatch. And in the end, I decided to go for the cream one, but then I was like, I really want to go for the green swatch. So yeah, I then changed the color of the rug. I think you could see that. I changed the color of the rug and I made it white. And then because of that, I could make the green of the chair work with the white rug. And then I also decided to change the color of the dining table. Dining table is still the same, it's just the color, the swatch has changed. And then in that dining room, I also placed down some books, a side table with some statues, some plates on it, and yeah, I mean some stuff that you would find in a dining table, in the dining room. To me, dining rooms are the hardest room to furnish because I never know what to put in there. And I also was trying to use the curtain from the Fort Grant expansion pack. However, the curtain rod wasn't working because a couple of windows are on diagonal, so I couldn't make them work. And so I decided to go for the modern Lux kit curtain, which also comes with a curtain rod, but it's so much, it's smaller, so you don't really see that it doesn't really work with the rest of the curtains that I placed down. But I think it's fine because otherwise I didn't know what other curtain to use, so I thought that that one was kind of the best one that I could use. And then as you can see, I'm now furnishing the kitchen. So the kitchen is really kind of big for me. I don't know why. I feel like this kitchen is quite big because we have a lot of counters, in my opinion. We also have two sinks. You're gonna see me placing down two sinks in a little bit. And so I decided to go for the counters from Cottage Living because in the beginning I was thinking, oh, maybe I could use the counters from the base game because they look quite traditional. But to be fair, the idea that I had in my head for this house, it was yes fancy, yes traditional, yes old, but also kind of really old. So I was thinking that the counters from the base game looked a little bit too fancy in my opinion. I wanted to go for something less fancy, a little bit more not even rustic, but a little bit more old looking. And to me, this counter in this particular swatch looks really old and perfect for a Tudor house, in my opinion. So I decided to go for that. And then I also decided to pair it with the cabinet from Jungle Adventure, because I don't really like the cabinet that comes with Cottage Living, because if you choose a swatch, then you can't really change the color of the curtain of the cabinet. And so sometimes maybe the swatch that you like of the cabinet that matches the counter you chose comes with a not so nice curtain, and so I'm not really fan of that. So I decided to go for the cabinet from the Jungle Adventure game pack, which, I mean, the color doesn't really match, but you can't really tell. And I also placed down that cabinet. It's not a cabinet, it's like a shelf with all the plates from the Jungle Adventure game pack as well. But then I remembered that we have also the shelf from the For Rent expansion pack, so I decided to place that down as well. And then, yeah, also in the kitchen, I placed down some, stuff that you would have in a kitchen, honestly. I feel like for the kitchen, I always place down the same things. I placed down some flowers, I placed down the dine out jars, and I placed down, yeah, some books, all the stuff that you would have in a kitchen. I also did this thing that I think I've done previously in one of my videos. Basically, I filled a basket from Cottage Living with some apples to make it seem as if, I don't know, they just got some apples and they placed them, in the basket. I don't know. I was trying to make something different. Also, right now I moved on into the laundry room. Basically, you access the laundry room through the kitchen. There's this archway, and I also placed down a curtain on the archway just to make it seem a little bit more private. And then in this laundry room, obviously we have the washing machine, the dryer, the a sink. I placed down some towels. I also placed down this shelf, this cabinet from the Eco Lifestyle, but to me that cabinet looks so perfect for a house like this, and also for laundry rooms for some reason. So in the cabinet I also placed down it's a fruit basket. However, that fruit basket is only, basically it was the bonus item if you purchased the For Rent EP. I think, well, it was a bonus item. So if you missed it, don't worry. I mean, it's not a big deal. It's just a small item, and it's not a big deal, as I said. But I decided to place that down because I was thinking that maybe they keep some of the fruit, some of the stuff for the kitchen in that cabinet. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it for the laundry room. As you can see, I'm now furnishing this little hallway, which is basically a hallway that either leads you from the kitchen into the dining room, or there's also like this door, which is like a back door. And I was thinking that this back door obviously leads into the garden, but on the porch of this back door, I placed down some of the sacks and some of the vegetables from Cottage Living, and I was thinking that maybe that's the delivery door. I also placed down this kind of big, I don't know, thing of, which is, it, to me, it looks like something that contains milk. So I decided to place that down on the porch of this back door. And I was thinking that maybe the back door is for deliveries, and because it's so next to the kitchen, it's so close to the kitchen, and I was thinking that, they get the food, or they get the vegetables, they get the fruit, and they open the door, they get it, and they can just move it right into the kitchen because it's next to the door. So I was thinking that, and yeah, I also placed down some boxes from Eco Lifestyle because, as I said before, I wanted to make it seem as if someone is kind of moving in or as just moved in. So they're in the process of moving some of their stuff into this place, but not because they're moving in to live here, not because they own this place, but because they have to renovate it and they have to fix some stuff, probably including the swimming pool, but obviously they have help, like they're not doing everything alone, right? So yeah, and as you can see, I'm now furnishing the living room. This living room was so big, I didn't know what to do. So I decided to place down the grand piano from the base game, and I think it's the first time that I use this piano. But I thought that since I had so much space, I was like, I think it would be nice to have a piano in this room. Next to the piano, I also placed down the chest from the basement treasures kit, and then I also used the armchairs from Cats and Dogs in that kind of red color. I think it's red rose color, and I really like how that color looks with the wallpaper, which by the way is also from Vampires. As I mentioned before, the wallpaper that I used in this house is from Vampire, beside the one that I used in the study room, which I'm gonna furnish in a bit. But beside that, everything is from Vampire. And yeah, and then I also placed down the couch from the base game. I really love that couch. It looks so comfy. It looks perfect for every house for some reason, like it fits everywhere. And then I placed down the rug from Growing Together. I used the rug from Growing Together a lot because I feel like it's the only rug that to me fits this style that I was going for. And then I placed down also the fireplace from Vampires, and I used the bookcase from I think a university, which is really big, but I sized it up just because I wanted to make it fit with the wall. So I wanted the bookcase to fit perfectly on that wall. And then I placed down also the lamp from Vampires because I really like that lamp. Like as I said, I just bought Vampires, so I'm not really used to the stuff that comes with the pack. I never, built anything before with that pack. But I was thinking that, you know what, that stuff, this stuff, that stuff that comes with that pack looks really good. I really like it. It's a style that is not my favorite, but for a house like this is perfect. And anyway, as you can see, I now moved on into this weird room, which I don't know what to call it. But basically, I was thinking that, okay, first of all, I had this idea in my head that castles are made of stone on the inside as well. But I didn't want this house to be all stone on the inside too. So I decided to not do that, but I still wanted to have a room made of stone. So what I did was to turn this room, because I had so many rooms and I didn't know what to do with them. So I decided to turn that room into almost like a cellar for the nectar, because as you could see, I placed down the nectar making station. I placed down the shelves where you can store your nectar and everything to make your nectar basically. So I was thinking that maybe they used to make nectar in that room, because I think that, I don't know, for some reason, every time I build in Windenburg, I always have a room with the nectar making station. Even last time when I built the transitional family home, I had a garage with that nectar making station. And I don't know why I make this link, because if you think about it, the nectar making station is from the Horse Ranch expansion pack, a totally different vibe. Like that world is like inspired by the Western world in the Western countries, and this this world, Windenburg, is completely different. But to me, for some reason, I link the two, and I think that they go really well together. So I decided to have that room made of stone where your Sims can craft nectar and can store it so the nectar can age and become more expensive and more tasty. So I placed down a table from the get together EP with some chairs, and also on the table I placed down a bottle of nectar and some couple of glasses. So I was thinking that maybe there was a taste testing going on there. And I also placed down the bar from, I think, Horse Ranch, because I wanted to make it seem as if also, yes, you are crafting nectar down there, but you can also sit down and have a little chit chat and with the other Sims and enjoy your nectar. And also there's, as you could see, there are two doors in that room, and those two doors leads you into a kind of covered patio where all the archways are basically. I don't know if you could see in the beginning of the video when I was doing the main structure, I was doing this room with all the archways. So basically that's where the room is. And I also placed down the window from cottage living in that room, because in the nectar room, because I wanted to make it seem as if, you know, that room needs to be dark, needs to be cold. And so maybe, obviously we want some windows, but maybe I was thinking that if there's too much light coming into that room, maybe they can close the shutters and keep it dark, because the nectar needs to, you know, be at a certain temperature, needs to be kept stored at a certain temperature, and doesn't, you need to avoid sunlight or things like that. I think it's the same as wine, right? So I'm thinking about like real life cellars, and I'm thinking about those. So I wanted to have the cottage living window because it comes with the shutters. Anyway, moving on, as you can see, I just finished furnishing the home office. So I'm really proud with the way that room turned out, because I really like, first of all, the lighting in there, because we have three big windows, two from the base game and the other one is from Get Together. And also I placed down the bookcases from the Book Nook kit. And basically what I did was to place down two of them on each side, and then in the middle I placed down two bookcases from the university expansion pack, and then on top of them I placed down two pieces from the Book Nook kit, which has also books inside, and basically it looks like a built-in library, a built-in bookcase, and I really like that. I really like the way it turned out, because with the modular pieces from the Book Nook kit you can really like create your own, you know, bookcase, which is really cool. And then I also placed down, you know, a desk with a laptop on it. I decided to go for a laptop because I was thinking that obviously they don't have like a proper computer in this home, but the laptop is, you know, of the person that just moved in. So this was thinking is for their job, so it's for work basically. That laptop is not like the laptop that used to be in this house, because this house didn't have obviously a computer, is way too old to have a computer. And then I placed down the fireplace from the Growing Together expansion pack. A lot of rooms have a fireplace in this house, but because I thought it was quite realistic for a house like this to have a fireplace in each room. Now I want to stop talking about the home office for a little bit, because I want to mention one thing that I did here which made me really proud. So as you can see, I've now moved on upstairs and I'm furnishing the first bedroom. So this is the bedroom that I was thinking is more for like a painting room. It's not really a bedroom, but it's got a bed, because maybe for guests, I don't know, but it's the painting room. So basically what I did was to pull out from the catalog the brushes, I think from base game, and with the tool mod I rotated them, and so they're now like vertical, and I just moved them into this thing from cottage living. So basically it looks like a brush holder, you know, and I thought it was really cute, and I placed it on top of this table from Horse Ranch. So I did a little painting nook with the easel in the corner, and I also placed down the rug from, I think, City Living, which has got like paint stains on it. And I don't know, I thought it was really cute because we have these rounded walls and it creates like this cute nook, and I was like, it's perfect for a easel. So I decided to turn that room into a painting room, and in there I also placed down the base game bed, which has got this beautiful bed sheet with some sunflowers on it. So I thought it was really cute because it adds color to the room, and I really wanted to make that room really colorful because it's a painting room, so it's supposed to be colorful, you know. So I placed down some canvases as well, and I placed down the chest of drawers from the base game, but I decided to go for that green swatch just to add a little bit more color. But going back 1 second to the home office, I also placed down the chess table in the home office because I wanted to have some more stuff for your Sims to do in this house, because yeah, I was trying to add more skill building items in this home just so your Sims can have some things to do. Also, in the end, I decided that I wanted to have also a TV in the bedroom, in the painting room, because I was thinking that even though this house is old, you're still playing Sims, and for, you know, gameplay purposes, I was thinking that a TV would have been probably the best idea, the best thing to have in this house for gameplay. And so I decided to place a small little TV on top of the fireplace, which looks a little bit old, like definitely more vintage, but I thought that I didn't want to have a super fancy TV in this home. Maybe they brought it there because, I don't know, maybe they wanted to watch TV while they were painting. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm saying, but I thought that just for gameplay purposes, you know? And so as you can see, I've now moved on and I'm furnishing the master bedroom. But first I did the nursery. So I don't know if the person that moved here to renovate the house has a kid as an infant or not, or maybe that nursery used to belong to the person who used to live here ages ago. But I decided to have a nursery because I had a small spare room and I didn't know what to do with that. I didn't want to have another bathroom because upstairs, I didn't mention this, but upstairs we have 3 bathrooms. 2 are ensuite bathrooms, and then we have 1 common bathroom. And then I also had the spare room and I didn't know what to do, and I didn't want to have a bathroom there, so I was like, I'm gonna make it into a nursery. And in there I decided to go for, obviously, green for the color scheme, because for some reason every time I do nurseries I always tend to go for green. I don't know why, but I really like the color green in The Sims. I already said that. I think green is the best swatch in The Sims. Anyway, I also used the base game crib, and then I used the armchair from Cats and Dogs, some toys, the changing table from Growing Together, and that's pretty much it because I couldn't fit much in that nursery. It is really small. But anyway, moving on. Right now, as I said before, I'm furnishing the master bedroom. So this bedroom is the one that has an ensuite bathroom, and in this room I placed down the base game bed, I placed down the chest of drawers also from the base game, and in this room we have a lot of light because we have this big window from the Castle Estate kit. Yeah, I'm already getting confused. I'm so sorry if, I don't know, I sound weird sometimes, but it's actually 1 a.m. in the morning right now, and I'm recording this voiceover because, I don't know, I felt like recording a voiceover right now because tomorrow I don't have time, I have to work, so I was like, okay, I have to do it now. But yeah, anyway, as you can see, I'm now furnishing the bathroom, but I was talking about the bedroom. Sorry, I got confused. So in the bedroom, I also placed down this mirror from Horse Ranch, which is really cute because it's actually a wardrobe. So it's a mirror, but it's also a wardrobe. And then I placed down again the sofa from the vampires, basically beneath the window. I thought it was really nice. And yeah, that's pretty much it for that room. Is the master bedroom, as I said. And right now I'm doing the bathroom, which is the last room of this house. So this bathroom looks quite fancy, and one thing that I want to mention about bathrooms in this house is that I decided to avoid the shower, because I was thinking that if this house is old, in the past they didn't have showers, right? They only had bathtubs. So I only did bathtubs in this house because I wanted to make it seem as if they didn't renovate it, so they still have the bathtub that they used to have ages ago. And so to make it more realistic, you know. And also I decided to place down this kind of unit, shelving unit cabinet from Cats and Dogs. And I also went for the bathtub from the base game. I think I wanted to go for the one from Cottage Living, but in the end I decided to go for the one from the base game, I think. And then in the other bathroom I used the one from Vampires because it looked really good. Actually, you have a shower because that one is a shower, whatever. It's got a shower and it's got a tub together, so you're good. And then in this cabinet I'm also placing down some pillows from high school years, and I'm using the tool mod to rotate them and stack them one on another because I thought it looked quite good because I didn't know what to do. But anyway guys, I'm gonna end this voiceover here. So I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please leave me a like and subscribe to my channel, and hopefully I'm gonna see you in my next speed build video. Bye!